Hello everybody, my name is Kaan. I'm a lawyer from Turkey. Today I would like to talk about all the steps about renting a property in Turkey and things you need to give a lot of attention about renting a property and preparing a rent contract. This thing is very important and I am receiving a lot of questions about renting a property. That's why I'm making this video now. Firstly, of course, you choose a good property that you like, that you want to rent, by a real estate agent or by finding the landlord, the owner directly, and you make a rent contract. For the real estate agents, generally they demand commission, and commission practice in Turkey generally 1 month value of rent. If the rent value of the house is like 20,000 lira per month, the commission of the real estate agent will be 20,000 lira. Please give attention that this commission thing is general practice and it doesn't exceed generally nearly always 1 month rent. And if it is from the owner, of course, you don't need to pay a real estate commission. You only pay deposit 1 month or 2 month deposit, and according to deals, 6 months advance or per month, or some deals are per year. And this is a bit awkward. I agree with you. So, which topics are important for preparing a rent contract? Firstly, demand from real estate agent to landlord that rent contract should be in Turkish or also in English or French or Spanish in a language that you understand and you are comfortable with. Why? Because these terms in the rent contract, of course, you need to understand. You need to know. If you don't know something, it is not a good thing or a wise thing to sign the contract. So you need to know the English version, the meaning of the topics, meaning of the articles on the rent contract. Rent contract can be notarized or duly signed only. It is both okay. It doesn't change the strength of the rent contract. Either it is notarized or signed by both parties. It is okay. Only thing that please be sure that you take one original copy of the rent contract. Don't give to landlord or real estate agent the contract and you have nothing. This is not good. One copy for original copy for landlord, one original copy for you. This is should be the practice in rent contract deals. Notarization of rent contract is necessary not for renting issue but for immigration office because for address registration or for resident permit applications they require a notarized rent contract. That's why. So, what are the specific articles that you need to give attention? Firstly, there shouldn't be a clause stating that payment will be done cash to hand, from hand to hand over the cash. This is not good because it is difficult to prove that you pay. You can take some documents, you can take like a receipt, but paying from cash by hand, it is in lots of cases difficult to prove, and as a lawyer, I don't recommend that. Please take the bank account, bank details of the landlord, name and surname. Please be sure that this account belongs really to landlord by checking the name and surname and send by bank because it's easy to prove. And if there's a problem between landlord and tenant, landlord can always say, if you bring cash, I don't accept, and you will like you will in the numb. Actually, this is not good. If landlord is not expecting your rent payment, how you will pay? And that's a problem. But if you have bank details, you can always send the rent amount easily. Second thing, the rent increase article. You should give attention what is written, how in the new rent year the rent will increase. Should it be 10%, 25%, according to inflation rate in Turkey on that month? This is the general practice. Generally, in rent contracts and in the law, in every rent year, the rent increased by the inflation rate officially declared in the official side of the government. And generally, it is lower than the real inflation, which is an advantage for the tenant. And now in law, Turkish government is making advantage for tenants. There is a cap for rent increase. It is 25%. Of course, it's between you and landlord about discussing the rent increase because there is inflation in Turkey also. So you decide whether to do 25% or according to maximum rate, which is the inflation rate, official inflation rate in the month. Third thing, nowadays, I receive lots of questions about that also. Nowadays, landlords are taking a eviction, promise to evict the house paper, which states that this is my name, surname. I promise to leave the house, evict the house after the finishing of 1 year. This is a big gun. This is a big leverage for the landlord. Landlord is preparing a promissory note, promise to leave the house, and if you have problem with their tenant, they directly sue the tenant by this signed eviction paper and argumenting that he signed the eviction notice, so he promised me to leave after 1 year, so now it is to honor the promise in the court. Please give attention if the eviction paper is signed in the same date of the rent contract, this eviction paper is not valid because it is seemed that you sign the rent contract and eviction paper in the same day. It causes a duress, and judges know that landlords are leveraging that. But landlords are clever also, so they write the date of the signing of eviction paper after 1 week, after 2 weeks, they write it, and they demand you to sign it. In that case, it is valid. So it is a tricky subject, and they are leveraging it. They are saying, "I can rent you house if only you sign that eviction paper." This is a danger for the tenants, and there is no canceling it. It can be canceled after only 1 year. Let's say if you state that I will evict the house after 1 year, and after 1 year this has passed and landlord has done nothing. Of course, it is this validity of this eviction paper is done, finish. So only you can wait or you speak with your landlord to not to sign it or demand from him to not to leverage it. Actually, this is a big advantage and leverage for the landlord. This eviction paper. Notarization of eviction paper is not important. Even normally signing, duly signing of the eviction paper is enough for validity. Subletting articles. If there are lots of people, foreigners or Turkish, who do the sublet business, the Airbnb business. If there isn't any article stating that tenant can sublet the apartment, sub-rent the apartment without the approval of landlord, this is very good for the business. You can sublet, you can sub-rent the apartment to Airbnb or for 3 months, 6 months. But if there is a clause, if there isn't any clause, or if there is a clause specifically saying that tenant cannot sublet, subrent the house without the approval of the landlord, this is a problem. If the landlord realizes that and prove that you are subletting, subrenting the apartment, this is a reason of eviction and suing you against the courts for eviction of you. Please give attention to that. Also, lastly, in the rent court, then who is paying what? If there is something repairment, a big repairment about the house, not according to your usage, But the general repairment, these things are paid by the landlord. Or, on the other hand, if some repayment thing occurs because of your usage, you use a lot or you use wrongly, and this is some of the items in the house is broken, the tenant should repair that item. But if there is something related not to your usage and a general repayment thing, it should be paid by the landlord. These things, especially these points, are important for making a rent contract, and give attention to these topics. Thank you for watching me, and please follow the channel to stay updated about legal issues and immigration issues in Turkey. Thank you.